I'm abandoning my biggest project ever. The city you're seeing right now is Shoeler, a project I've been working on in my survival world for going on 2 years. It is large, it is detailed, it is practically the culmination of all my work in this 2-year-old world if we exclude the random boat, hobbit hole, and temple tangents I went on. I have so much emotional attachment to this city. It's been my home for the past 2 years, yet after this episode, I'm abandoning it forever. And I'm happy to do so. Truthfully, I could work on this city for the rest of my life, forever expanding it and adding more details until it's ever so slightly closer to perfection. But I'm not doing that. So, as I spend some time wrapping up this city and adding my finishing touches, I'll try my best to explain to you why I believe it's finally time for me to move on. Alright, so the goal for today is obviously completion. You know, I'm abandoning this city, but I don't want it to look unfinished. So, what does that entail? I obviously need to fill in all the blank land around here, adding some more buildings and completing unfinished exteriors. There's like a billion unfinished interiors too. I won't be able to complete all of them today, but my goal is to at least get 2 interiors finished on each city block. And then I'll finish the rest up on a live stream. Next, we got terrain and trees. Without solid terraforming and tree cover to stop me from expanding, I'm just gonna want to keep pushing this city further and further out, and that is not happening. I will not allow it. I've got to block myself in. And finally, we've got to send the city off with a heartfelt goodbye. I've been cooking something up, so stick around to the end to see what I've got. So that means that the schedule is as follows. Number 1, plan out city. Number 2, awesome new interiors. Number 3, build natural boundaries. Number 4, build final buildings. And number 5, heartfelt goodbye. We've obviously got a lot to do today, so let's get started by planning out this city. Okay, so I've got a few design techniques I employed that I want to talk about while we watch this time lapse. So the first one is visual balance / symmetry. The buildings that I'm going to be making today are obviously on the other side of a river that already has a bunch of huge buildings on it, which means that the scale I choose to make the buildings I'm creating today will determine the feel of this general area. If I make this side really short, the composition feels very open, unbalanced, maybe a little weak. But if I make the 2 sides symmetrical, the composition suddenly feels much more balanced, like we're sitting in the center of a valley. The next design technique is making sure that you're thinking of each city block as a whole building rather than just as a bunch of individual buildings glued next to each other. When I was planning this out, I edited the scale and shape of each building dozens of times to make sure that the buildings, number 1, looks nice next to each other, and number 2, that they tapered out the city well. When you're building a city of your own, I encourage you to build multiple buildings at the same time rather than just one building at a time. I guarantee it will make your city look so much better. In my opinion, creating a city one building at a time is kind of like painting an image of a subject, but just starting with their shoe. When you zoom out away from the shoe and try to paint the rest of the person, you might realize that you made that shoe a little too big. Finally, adding life to your buildings is essential. I'll be honest, I build most things in creative first before copying them into my world, but before I bring it to survival, I run around it for a couple hours, adding small details that you wouldn't think to add when you're looking at your build from a bird's eye view. But yeah, those are my tips for today, and on that note, let's check this thing out from the ground. Now time for a Shoeler eye view. When I was making this city, I kept jumping into this water and swimming all the way across, and I realized the reason why I was doing that was because previously, the only way of getting across this river was this promenade over here and this bridge over here. That made me think, okay, I need something in between those 2 things that is less awkward. First of all, I added in this ladder on either side, and then I made this bridge, parkour bridge over here. And it's just the cutest freaking thing, and apparently I'm horrible at it now. But cute personal details like this are what actually makes your world feel lived in. I'm gonna be using this cute little detail every freaking day, and it's just so awesome. But yeah, we also just expanded this path over here, added all of the plans for the buildings, some cute details like this boat store, the sugarcane store, which it appears this guy is running now. Hey, right on, man. Keep up the good work. But if we come around this way, you'll see that everything starts to taper off. This promenade tapers off. This road tapers off. The buildings kind of taper off as well. And then you get this old rickety bridge over this tiny stream. And then that's it. That's it. That's the end of Shoeler. And this is kind of insane to me. You know, I've been working on this city for 2 years, and I've just been pushing it further and further and further and further. And now I have this natural boundary for myself, and that's it. That's the end. It's weird. And not only do I feel like I've finally blocked myself in so that I can't expand Shoeler anymore, but I also worked a little bit on this train station that I started a few episodes ago. So when I'm finally ready to leave Shoe York, I can do that in style, go take this train track over a waterfall and then dip down underneath the ground. It's just, it's gonna be so cool. Like, I'm gonna have train tracks connecting everything in this world, and it's gonna be so awesome. But it is also a little surreal that, like, it's finally over, you know? Like, I've been working on this thing for so freaking long, and it's over. It's done. But when I say that it's done, I don't mean that it's done. I have so many plans for this world and this series, and so getting this freaking thing done allows me to actually work on them and show you so many cool things. So with that being said, might I recommend you drop a little subscribe? There's so many cool things to come in the future, so if you want to see them, I would recommend subscribing, turning on notifications, leaving a like, leaving a comment. And then if you're really a fan of everything that I've made, you can feel free to become a channel member or a member on Patreon. All members get access to a world download and really help me out quite a lot, so that would be very nice. Thank you. Okay, sorry for the plug, but look at this, item checked off. 1/5 of the way there, 1/5 of the way there. All right, now let's get 2/5 of the way there by doing some awesome new interiors. Now, we have a lot of interiors to do, and it's been 4 months since I started this project, so forgive me, but I'm gonna rush through these a little bit quickly, and we're gonna start with the Shoe York Tavern, which is probably gonna be the hardest one since it's 3 floors. So the first thing that I did was just set up the floors and the walls. I went for a bit of a darker palette on the bottom floor, but I didn't have that much space to work with on the top 2 floors, so I just used the sandstone that I already used on the outside of the exterior. And then just for a little bit of visual interest, I added a bit of texture on each of the roofs. This is honestly such an easy way to make your interiors look so much better. By making sure that your roofs and your walls all have texture to them and layers, it really but it really just helps bring your interiors to the next level, and it's so simple to do. But yeah, here's the interior so far. Wow, so incredible. We have this bottom floor, which is going to be the pub part of the tavern. So we'll have a bar back here, a bunch of games all around, some tables where you can sit and drink your beer. And then upstairs we have the inn part of the tavern with, you know, a bunch of really tiny rooms. These are actually so small, and no windows either. This is very New York-esque. Shoe York-esque. Shoe York. So let's get some beds and stuff in, huh? So I went around adding some beds, painting, shelves, simple stuff. I really recommend that people try making interiors in small spaces like this. I feel like I've learned so much about building and making interiors by trying to cram in as much detail as possible in the smallest interior possible. And just like that, we've got some beautiful decorated rooms with a very motel-looking painting, I feel. All right, we got that done. Now let's get this bottom done. I think we'll go bar over here. Okay, yeah, I like that. So then we'll do some tables and games over here. Excuse my use of a data pack to get these invisible item frames. But there we go. That's one interior freaking done. It looks really awesome, actually. It's very cozy. I think this is a really fun room. I will probably never return here ever again because there's no use, but it looks really cool, so that's something. But with that done, that makes one interior finished out of 6. So I then went around to all of the buildings that we're doing interiors in and blocked out all of the rooms, putting up walls and floors and ceilings, all that kind of stuff. Some of them were pretty simple. I didn't need to do much to get them ready for an interior, but some of them were definitely rougher than others. They needed a lot of work. But now I've got them all blocked out. Train station, magic shop, electrician, civic center, and masonry, which is where we're gonna start, so let's talk specifics. When you're playing on one world for a really long time, you collect a lot of certain materials. For me, that's been grass and stone. And it's gotten to the point where I have so much stone that I can't fit it all in my storage room, so I need a place to overflow all of those items, and this masonry is gonna be just that. And because of that, this interior is going to be pretty simple because I only really need it for storage. I came up with this very simple copper golem storage system design a while ago, and we're just gonna be putting them everywhere in this room. So the design is pretty simple. You know, once I get shulker boxes, I've never been to the end before, but once I get shulker boxes, I'll put the stone and the cobblestone overflowing stuff in there. And then if I ever have any extra stone, I'll come over to this chest, put it in here, and a copper golem will put it into one of these 2 chests. Simple enough, let's put it everywhere. And there you have it. I mean, there it is. It's pretty cool. It looks really awesome. I hate to rush through it, but like, It's a very simple thing, and we've got to get moving on to the next interior. The electrician shop. Unlike the masonry, I don't really have a plan for this thing. I might eventually put like redstone storage in here, but I don't really have enough redstone to actually store in a new, completely different shop. So for right now, I'm just gonna put in some cute little tables and put down some, I don't know, copper golems and redstone items. I mean, that's pretty cool. Just got a couple shelves of stuff that I absolutely do not know how to use. The one problem that I'm facing is that this is a really tall building, and this is just not enough to fill it in. So I think I'll add some like shelves or something. Yeah, something like that doesn't look too bad, but obviously we need to put on some plants and stuff onto them. And from down here, that definitely fills up the walls a little bit better. Some more over here, and then maybe like a more interesting pot over here. Okay, nice, nice. I still don't feel like it goes up far enough, so maybe I'll add some like pipes or something. Okay, yeah, that's what this place needed. Now there's just like so many layers of details going all the way up. There's just a lot to look at in here, and that's really nice. Okay, the Whizwart. There's also no real purpose for this thing as well. Maybe I'll put in some auto brewing in here sometime, but for now, we're just gonna decorate this with a bunch of magical items. Magic floor, magic ghast, magic mushroom, magic robes, magic crystal. And with that, dare I say this place is looking majestic? Little wordplay joke for you there. The train station. This interior also does not have a purpose whatsoever at all. The only purpose that this building serves is to kind of go, hey, look, there's trains over here. I'm thinking maybe we can add one of those, is it like a bulletin board? I don't really know what it is, but you know what, like airports and train stations, when you get to a certain area, they have a bunch of pamphlets of locations nearby. I don't know what I'm doing, honestly. But you know, when making interiors, sometimes it's the worst thought out ideas that are actually the best ideas. Don't get me wrong, I'm not crazy about this detail, but you know what? It fills in space, and sometimes that's all that an interior really needs to do. Just add a carpet here and there, you know, whatever gets the job done. I think that's something good to keep in mind, though. Interiors don't really need to be anything special. They just need to kind of fill space and make your room look good. So you know what, like, it's fine to add random little like shelves and stuff, you know, it fills the space, and now there's an interior done. I don't need to do anything more. Am I proud of this interior? No. But am I gonna think of it any longer? No. The Civic Center, at last. I give my Patreon supporters and my channel members a copy of my world, and whenever I copy my world, I start them off in my storage room over there. But I thought that it might be nice if I have a dedicated building for where I actually start people off, you know, complete with a map wall over here, maybe some like cool little items that kind of, I don't know, get you in the spirit of Shoeler. So that's what we'll do. We'll get a big map over here, and I'll update it every single world download. I always put down a little lectern for people, just instructions for when they get in here. And that's all that's important. So now I can just fill it up with a bunch of random stuff. And so that's exactly what I did. I filled up the place with a bunch of random stuff. There were some things that kind of had some meaning, some history to this world, but nothing crazy. Let's just place in the final map of Shoeler, and bam! Oh my gosh, look at Shoeler. Isn't that beautiful? It's actually a lot bigger than I thought. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. But yeah, here's the interior. Whether or not you think it's good is up to you. I personally don't think it's my best interior of all time, but do I still think that it was worth it to make this interior? Yes, of course, yes. Making interiors is so freaking important, whether you're just putting in some potted plants or you're doing like a full amazing interior, doesn't really matter. The point is, you have an interior that people can go in and explore and go, okay, nice. The person who built this thought about this. Awesome. But anyways, with that interior done, we are finally done with all 6 of the interiors we're doing today, and we can check it off our list. Splat! I'm mostly just tired of doing interiors right now. It's kind of a lot to do that many interiors, but it is also surreal to know that those are the final interiors that I'm going to be doing in Shoeler on this YouTube channel. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Now we're going to move on to step 3, building natural boundaries. By that, I mean we're going to be making a lot of trees. I'm not very excited for this. It is going to take so much time to get done. So we're just going to do all of this in the form of a time lapse, so it's at least short for you. Let's go. Okay, so we're going to be building like 100 trees. And for the record, I do not think that's an exaggeration. I genuinely think that I built 100 trees today. Usually I like to show my process designing each individual tree, but because we're building so many, I thought that it would be more valuable for me to talk to you about how I build forests rather than how I build trees. With forests, you have different things to consider, like the spacing of the trees, their sizing, the diversity of species, and how many different variations of each species you're planning on making. And yes, all of this terraforming was done by hand, in survival, completely in the moment, no elytra. I just needed to show this clip so you all remember how good of a terraformer I am. I am the best. Anyways, for this chunk of trees, I've already established a general style for the forest. There's 2 tall, spruce-looking trees and then 2 smaller oak and birch-looking trees. Now, even though I have a bunch of trees in this forest, I only have roughly 8 designs that I'm working off of. I have 3 variations of the darker spruce tree, which mostly just vary in height. I have 3 variations of the lighter spruce tree, also mostly just varied in height. And then I freehand each one of the oak and birch trees. They're simple enough. So that's all you need. Just a couple of different tree types, a couple of different designs for each, and enough patience to build them all. You don't need to make a billion unique tree designs to make a custom forest. Now, one thing that I need to think about is how I'm going to transition this forest into the olive tree garden I built in the distance. If you didn't know, we've been raising money for the PCRF for a really long time now, and I have a lot of trees to build. I did 2 charity live streams in the past called Creators for Palestine and Climb for Palestine, and I made the promise that everyone who donated over $20 would get their own custom tree in my world. I am not even remotely close to getting it all done. I'm so sorry. I really appreciate how generous everyone was. But yeah, I got a couple done this episode, and I promise I will get it finished in my free time. In the meantime, if you want a tree of your own, you can head over to the Tiltify link in the description and donate $20, and I will make sure to build a custom tree for you. Okay, back to Minecraft tree building. For the second chunk of trees, I mostly use the same forest design. For this side though, I had to spend a lot more time thinking about the placement of each tree. If I put it in the wrong spot, it could block out an amazing view of the city and completely ruin your immersion. So I took the time to plan out the scaling and placement of each tree so that wouldn't happen. And just like that, after a billion hours, I'm blocked in. No longer able to expand Shoe York in any direction. If I wanted to expand this city anymore, I'd have to break a billion custom trees, and that is not happening because they are so beautiful. But honestly, it is a little sad to be done with all of this. When I was packing up all of my stuff after finishing all these trees, it really hit me that after finishing this episode, I will not be working in Shoe York any longer. This is it. These trees have stopped me from being able to push the city any further. And that's insane. I've been working in this city for years, putting thousands of hours into it. And after this episode, I'm just moving out. But although I am sad to be abandoning this project and finally calling it done with all of these trees up, it looks so beautiful. The look of the forest peeking out from every angle in this city is actually insane. It is so beautiful. Cutting off this city right here was the perfect plan. The views of this city from every angle is actually immaculate. The amount of beauty that these trees add to every little angle of this city is insane. I am so happy with it, and I cannot wait to put in these final buildings. And with these trees done, it's over. Well, not over yet. And with the forest checked off our list, there's only one thing keeping us from our explosive send-off, and that's building the final buildings. We'll get to that in just a sec, but after building all of these interiors and trees, I'm kind of drained of resources. I also need to get a few rare blocks for these last buildings, like a beacon and stuff, so let's collect all of that in the form of a time lapse. Let's go. If you are watching this, then I am dead. The wither killed me. If that is the case, this is my final will and testament. To Bars, you get my world, my everything. Please see that this will— False alarm. Sorry about that, everyone. Realized I can respawn. So I went to go collect the rest of the resources. I first went down to the mines to collect some tuff, and then I found a big open spot of land to mine some trees. I needed some birch, some oak, some mangrove, some spruce, and some azalea. I was able to grab a lot of stuff from my chest as well. And then I went to grab a little bit of terracotta. All right, we've got all of our freaking resources for all of these 5 buildings. And now it's time to get them built. I'm a little hesitant to build them knowing what that means. But we should just get them done. Oh well. Without further ado, let's get these final buildings built in the form of a time lapse. Let's go. Well, there it is. The build is finally on my survival world. Got the sun coming up over the horizon and this beautiful build on the other side of a fantastic looking river now. This is so sick. It's very strange finally seeing this thing on my survival world. You know, as I said, I've been working on this video for 4 months now. So this build was finished 4 months ago. I just didn't put it on the world until now. And might I say, I think it completes the view from this other side of the river. We finally have 2 sides of the river looking beautiful. All right, well, let's go through and check out each build one by one. I'll be quick. Don't worry, we have a schedule to meet. So here we have the lumber shop. This thing is going to work very similarly to my mason shop over there in that I'm going to store all of my bulk wood in this place. I didn't put up any item frames, but basically same system. You put all of your extra wood in here. We'll have some little golems coming around so that they can fill up these chests and stuff. It'll be very cool. We just got a very cute interior and a not so cute outside. I'm not too crazy about this build, but I think it's pretty fun. I don't know if you could tell, but I have this little coral fan right here to make it look like there's a bird nest. I think that's a cute detail. Seen that somewhere before. Shout out to whoever I saw it from. Next up, we got the Harbor Bar and Grill. A very cute looking building in my opinion. Very bright and just colorful. I really like it. There's no interior for this one. I didn't build interiors for every single one, but I just think that this is a cute shop and it adds some well-needed color in this area. Third of all, we have my city apartment. I thought it would be funny to have a pointless home of my own in every chunk of this world, so I have that one all the way over there, and now I have this one in the city. And when I say it's pointless, I really do mean it's pointless. We have this, you know, beautiful, good-looking interior on 3 different floors, but there is absolutely no point to any of these floors. That I will never be living in here, actually. Maybe I'll use this bed from time to time. Oh, oopsies. But yeah, we have some very nice decorated floors. I think they look all very nice. Maybe I'll come up here and use this bed from time to time. But I really love the view from here. I think it is actually phenomenal. From the bed, you have the view of the other side of the city. And then from this balcony area, you can look out into the big forest over there. Look at the bridge. It's a really cool view from every angle. I genuinely think this is one of the best views in all of my world. Next up, we got the landscaping shop. This is also serving the same purpose as the lumber shop and the masonry over there, in that we are going to have some extra dirt storage. I have some things set up for grass, dirt, random other things, moss. So it's got this very cute little interior. Shoeler Terraforming Services open for hire. That's fun. But then if you go out into the backyard, we have this very cute, very overgrown, foresty, lots of pots backyard. And I was inspired to make this because I visited this town recently that had a antique shop, and they had a bunch of just random antiques sitting outside in the sun, completely open to weather, but it was so cute. And they had it in this beautiful white fence. And yeah, I just think that this looks really cool. And it's so bright and vibrant. It's a very relaxing place to be. And finally, we have our tanning shop. I think that eventually we can put in our leather worker villagers. I think that would be a little fun use for this building. And then back over here, we have some tanning beds. Tanning racks, something like that. Very cute little backyard, very cute little house. And then obviously you go over here, and that's the end of Shoe York. You're gone. You're done. And with all of these builds done, I can finally explain to you why I'm abandoning this city. Reasoning number 1, it's completed. All of the buildings that I wanted to make have been made. All of the interiors that I wanted to make will be made. And this place is surrounded by a bunch of trees and custom terraforming to kind of block it in. Once I get all of the unfinished interiors done by myself or on a future live stream, this place will be completely finished. There may be some things in the future that I want to add or edit, but that brings me to reasoning number 2. I want this place to be a time capsule of my builds from 2024 to early 2026. If I leave the door open for myself to work on this place for the next 20 years, I'm telling you, I will work on this place for the next 20 years, which completely defeats the purpose of having this place be a time capsule. I want to be able to step away from the city and be able to look at it with appreciative eyes, not critical eyes. Because when I walk through this city right now, I'm just thinking, oh, how can I improve this build? This build looks bad. Or, oh, how can I improve this view? This view looks bad. I want to be able to walk through this city and go, oh, wow, that was an interesting choice that I made. Probably wouldn't do that now, but more power to you, past Shoeler. I want to be able to let go, man. Also, it's super beneficial to actually complete your projects. You know, whether it's a Minecraft build, a clay pot, a painting, or a film, there comes a time where you've just got to move on and let things go. You can edit a Minecraft build or a painting for years, but until you let go of your piece of artwork, you will never be able to truly appreciate it. And that's something that I really struggle with. I'm a perfectionist. I very much struggle with letting go of builds, letting go of pieces of work, of art. So by abandoning this city, this is forcing me to actually let go for once. Now listen, the one problem that I'm facing is that I don't think I have the strength to keep myself from not working on this thing. So I'm taking a page out of Unus Annus, if you remember that, and going scorched earth with this thing. We are going to send the city off by blowing it up. I obviously have a world download of the place, but we're gonna blow it up this episode so I can never work on it in this world again. It's heartfelt goodbye time. Just a little here. Oh, yes, that looks quite nice. A little bit over here, too. Oh, that'll do. Oh, don't worry. Everything will be quite all right. Not? Oh, it's too good. It's too good. Bum, bum, bum. Dun, 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 Go, Shoeler! Oh my god, don't sneak up on me.
I had to stop you from doing this stupid explosion.
Oh, stupid. That's what we're calling it now. Did you not just hear what I had to say?
Well, I didn't have to, because I'm you from the future.
Oh, yeah, like I'm gonna believe that. Hey, do me a favor and buzz off, old man. I'm working on something. I gotta go start this explosion.
Shoeler, wait. What's the one thing that only you and I would know?
Well, only I would know this, but it would have to be my
birthday, December 31st, 2004.
How would you know that? No one ever remembers my birthday. Not even my mom knows my birthday.
Because I'm you, idiot. That's why I know. And listen, it's fine if you want to be done with Shoe York, but why do you have to blow it up? You can just gape it, you know? I've been regretting this my whole life.
Yeah, but what else am I supposed to do? I've been hinting at this my whole video. Something's gotta happen.
Yeah, well, you could just sing a song or something.
A song? Huh, okay. You know, I might have just the idea. Yeah. This goes out to Shoe York, man. The best city in the freaking world. No competition. Yeah, I'm from the jungle. Now I'm in a cave house right next to the blacksmith. That build is really old. Head over to the iron mine. Yeah, I killed the golems here. Look, my fishing building's there. It has a purpose, I swear. I used to build that forest. All of my cartographers right up there on that hilltop, looking at the waterfall. Took him to my stable next to the loot hut. Catch me with my donkey. 200 likes, I'll dox him. At Agla Crossing on that donkey. gazing at the city. Man, I can't believe I made it. And when I say I made it, I literally mean I made it. I built it with my hands and some blocks. Yeah, I made it. Shout out to Antiquities, Shoe and Jam, Pottery, The Cobbler, Painting Shop, Bakery Spot, Building Top, and The Butcher. Love to shop at Food Market. Love to stop by Shoe Mason. The city's so great. And man, that's just the half of it.
New York, mud brick jungle where dreams are crafted. Come check out the river. Now you're in Shoe York. These streets are over a year old. Some interiors feel cold.
Come on.
Let's hear it for Shoe York.
You're welcome, villagers.
Shoe York.
I gave your houses back. Hey, check it out, I'm at the Wizwart. Over there's the library where you can get smart. Community theater is a real big blast. There's an improv troupe here, but they're real trash. If you're equipping for battle, then you've got some choices. 3 dang shops, but we should just use our voices. The electricians here, man, I consider them magicians. They help me out with my overflowing dirt system. The landscaping shop sits next to my home. No creative bar, that's just the layout. Wondering where it started? Let's check out the apartment. It looks real dumb next to the wool department. Overlooking the city is the limestone bridge. Don't cross the river cause I've only built a smidge. Town hall, tavern, can't you see the pattern? I've got the city made, so let me just say I'm strong.
Mud brick jungle where dreams are crafted. Come check out my statue.
It's so hot.
Now
Okay.
you're in Shoe York.
Welcome to the village, people. Yeah.
These streets are over a year old. Some interiors feel cold.
go exploring.
Let's hear it for Shoe York. Shoe York.
Yeah.
Shoe York. One hand in the air for my small city. Tight streets, big builds, everything's pretty. No place in your world that could compare. Put your torches in the air, everybody say yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come on, come on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Come on.
Shoe York.
Yeah.
Mud brick jungle where dreams are crafted. Come check out the Shoe
Birmingham.
Game. Now you're in Shoe York.
Yeah, Shoe York.
These streets are over a year old. Some
Okay.
interiors feel cool.
Freezing.
Let's hear it for Shoe York. Shoe York.
Yeah.
Shoe York.
God, that felt good.
No!
Now that that stupid villager destroyed stupid Shoe York, all we have left to do is add someone to the love garden. And today we're going to be adding in Mari, who made beautiful fan art. Sorry, I guess I'm still in a singing mood. But yes, many moons ago at this point, Mari posted some amazing fan art in my Discord server, and it's just so beautiful. I had to show it to you all right now. It's actually insane to me how talented all of you are. It is the coolest freaking thing in the world to have such a creative and awesome community, and it is so flattering to get fan art made of me. It is, oh my god, it's so cool. And on top of that, oh my gosh, Mari, you are a fantastic artist. I highly recommend that everyone check out their Instagram, which is linked below and also on screen right now. But yes, thank you again so much, Mari, for your incredible fan art. It is the coolest freaking thing in the world to get fan art, and oh my god, I'm so appreciative. Welcome to the love garden. All right, you made it to the end of the video. Now for a look behind the curtain. As you can see, I didn't actually blow the city up. I am going to try to abandon it and not build in here in the future, but like, I'm not gonna blow this up. Like, that's so stupid. But yeah, I want to thank you all for watching this video and making it all the way to the end. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I am incredibly sorry for how delayed this video was. If you really liked this video, really liked me, might I recommend subscribing, leaving a like, leaving a comment. All of those really help me out a lot. And if you somehow think that I'm a good builder and that my world is cool, might I recommend becoming a channel member or a Patreon supporter so you can get a copy of it for yourself. And if you choose to get a higher tier Shoeportler Plus or Shoeportler Plus Plus, you get your name at the end of the video. Shout out to Botbox Nissen, King Professor, Ventru, Hivako MC, Original Bubble Jamps MC, Andrew Holmes, Mikoxo, Sebastian Nyheim, and Oliver Smith. Thank you all so much for being Shoeportler Plus or Shoeportler Plus Plus members. But yeah, thank you all again for watching this video. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in a new video very shortly. Okay, goodbye.